What's up YouTube? Corey from Corey's Custom Installs coming at you today with a tutorial video. Today I'm going to be starting my dash speaker pods. I already started them and I had an issue with my fiberglassing, so I have turned this into a 3-part tutorial. First, I'm going to be showing you today how I made a plug mold so I could mold the inside of my car and do the work inside of my house. So now let's cut to it. Okay, so as you can see, I've already did 2 layers of tape prep work and taped my drop sheet in over top. Next thing you have to do is cover your surfaces in tin foil. Fiberglass doesn't stick very well to straight surfaces, and I don't have a mold release agent, so I'm just going to use tin foil. I'll sand off any leftover bits. So once you got it all taped up and you got a tin foil, then you can go ahead and mix your resin. Okay, so the next step to do after you have your stuff taped off is to fill up the cavity with some expanding foam. I've trimmed the tape here because I had to drive somewhere this morning and I couldn't see over the blind spot that when the tape was up to here. So that's the only reason why it's trimmed off now. Leave these overnight to dry, and also before you spray the foam in, you have to spray some water onto the tape or else it's not going to cure on the backside. And then you can also punch a couple of holes into the foam to let it expand out and cure some more in the center. Okay guys, I also realized that the inside of my molds weren't cured yet. They were I cured probably 3 inches deep, and I think I went like 4.5, 5 inches. So I just cut out the centers, allowed them to, until I could see the other foam that wasn't cured, and sprayed some more water in there. We'll leave it for now until it fully cures. Guys, so I've pulled these out of the car now. They're fully cured. The inside is hard. Pretty much all you're going to do is you're going to grab the masking tape in the corner and peel it back and push so you're ripping the tape from the car, and then just repeat the process on the top and bottom, and then you'll be able to get your fingers behind the edge and kind of wiggle it out until you rip all the tape out. Everything comes out, and then when you get it inside or wherever you're working, remove as much of the tape that you can. And you can see that there were some air bubbles in there and stuff. The mold isn't absolutely perfect yet, but we're gonna fill it up with some drywall compound is what I use. Just fill it up, and you want to be careful though, because you do have shape here that I want to hold from the actual vehicle, so you can't really see it, but right here there's a curve that's going through here. So you want to flatten that out while maintaining that curve, so when you pull fiberglass off of here, the part's going to fit into the car properly. I did start fiberglassing in the car, but it was too hot out, so I'm using the cheap Bondo fiberglass stuff. If you had better resin, it probably wouldn't happen, but my stuff was hardening inside of the car before I even had my first layer done. So then I decided to go with a plug mold route and did it this way. So now I'm just going to show you guys how to do this. It's easier to work inside, I find. You get more consistent cure. So I'm just going to take my drywall compound, and this is going to smooth it out, make sanding and shaping it a lot easier. Take your compound. You can see here that the window edge was right there, but I'm missing over here. So I'm just going to take the compound on the top. The top is easiest, so I'm going to start with it because the windshield is this straight. lather your compound on there. Don't worry about smoothing it out perfectly. You just want to press it into any low spots. We're also, after you sand all this compound, we're going to cover the whole thing with boxing tape, packaging tape. So, just like that. And then we're going to do the same thing on this one. More compound. Compound does shrink, so we probably will have to do another layer on here. You could also do multiple thin layers and sand down and find the high spots and fill up. But I'm just going to do one big layer and then fill up cracks and sand the smaller spot. Yeah, so that's for this step. We'll let this dry overnight and then we'll do some sanding tomorrow and fill up some more divots in any low spots. Then we're going to repeat the process on the other two sides. And once those are all done and everything's smooth, then we can wrap it in the packaging tape, and we can make our fiberglass plugs from these. Okay guys, so I went ahead and did a couple more layers of drywall compound. There's some shrinkage right here in the middle. This is window side, so it's going to be pressed up into the window. You want to make sure before you wrap these in your tape and stuff that it actually fits into the car properly. I've already done that. So the sand, you want to sand the stuff, get your shape. I actually had to take some foam off, not as much on this one, but on this one, to get it to fit into the window again. I had to sand into the foam and take it down so we could get it to press in there and still fit in the car properly. Same thing here. I also took the shape out of the bottom because I realized the way the shape was, it had a ledge here, and with that ledge, if I fiberglassed over that, I wouldn't have been able to pull it off of this properly. So I just decided to go flat, and I'll use some Bondo inside the car to hide that edge. I'm actually hoping this, I think the box is actually going to be here, so I'm hoping it's going to ride past behind where that shape is, and I won't even have to use any Bondo. But if I do, we can hide that gap and make it look like it's a smooth transition between the three areas. So once you have these all sanded and covered and they're fitting nicely, you're going to want to take a damp cloth. Let's take a cloth and wring it out. Get as much water out as you can. We have to remove any residual dust from the sanding process so that our tape will stick, because our tape won't stick if it's too dusty. So let's wipe them, flip them over, wipe the back side as well, and do the same on the other one. And then after you do that, let them dry, and then we'll come back and cover them with tape so we can pull the mold off of them. Okay, so our next step now, after that is dry, is to cover it in packaging tape. It's regular clear tape. Get the heavy duty stuff, stretch it over, press it down on the front, come down, and then overlap a little bit. Keep it straight. below the edge. And then you keep doing this over and over until you have it covered, so I'll speed this up. Guys, the ends are a little bit tricky due to the shape in there. So all I did was use my knife to cut to where it's raising. So if you just take your knife and slice down the middle, or slice, I had to slice up here too, then you'll be able to fold it in more. And then wherever you have that slice, all you have to do is lay another piece of tape over top of it to seal it up, so nothing can get in there, and then it should be all flat against here. So the next, after you have it all covered, and you make sure that, I have to do this side too, make sure that there's no foam exposed, because the polyester resin is going to eat this foam. You can't put it right over top of the foam, or it's going to dissolve away. So make sure you have some type of covering on it. I find packing tape works the best because the resin fiberglass doesn't stick to it. So after you have it all sealed up, next step is to repeat the process on the second one, and then we can get to making a fiberglassing over this and pulling it off, and then we can stick it into the car. Alright, thanks guys. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you guys later.